Okay, people, Butch here, and I'd like to share a little something with you. A good friend of mine, John Mark Manzione, wrote a book, Pin Action, which a lot of people know. Fantastic book about the world of action bowling in the 1960s. Hell, one of a kind. But anyway, there was one chapter that he really applied to Avenue M, and as part of that, he just told a little story about myself, how I first came into the action scene, because I had a big problem just getting over there late at night with my old man, let me tell you. But anyway, there is an audio book on it, and I had read the original a while ago and loved it. I mean, fantastic book. And now I was just listening to it, and I forgot all about that. He even had me in it, so let's play it and listen.
To another enterprising teenager living on 57th Street and 20th Avenue in the Bensonhurst section of Brooklyn, sneaking out to Avenue M Bowl despite a strict father's curfew seemed like a perfectly good reason to risk his life. 15-year-old Clifford Norquist woke up at 3 a.m. in an anxious sweat, dreaming of the legends he had heard about all day at Avenue M Bowl but had never seen for himself. By then, Norquist was spending so much time at Avenue M Bowl that the place had become his second home. The old-timers who kept their eyes on the kid meant only to entertain him with their stories of what they had seen the night before. But to Norquist, those stories felt more like torture. His father's 10 p.m. curfew fell far too early for him to glimpse the gamblers, gangsters, and Shylocks who filled Fish Face's coffers while the rest of Brooklyn slept. Finally, Norquist had had enough. He stuffed his blanket with pillows in the hope that it might be enough to allay his father's suspicions. Just in case, he also left a bullshit note about leaving early to go fishing with buddies. Then he opened the window of his second-floor bedroom, lunged from the sill to the peach tree in the yard, climbed down the tree, and walked the half-mile to Avenue M Bowl in the middle of the night. The sight he beheld as he neared the corner of Avenue M and McDonald was one he would never forget. Rows of pricey cars, double and triple parked, circled the block that by day had tractor trucks and beat-up clunkers at the curb. Floodlights over the front entrance cast a glowing spotlight on a gaggle of gamblers loitering outside, the deafening rattle of the elevated subway strung along McDonald Avenue intruding on their conversation. As Norquist made his way inside, he found every one of the alley's 28 lanes teeming with action. Bowlers and gamblers shouting bets and challenges from one end of the place to the other. The place was so thick with people, he could hardly make his way through the crowd. It was official. Fish Face had turned those sleepy late nights at Avenue M Bowl into a midnight carnival that seemed to attract every degenerate within a 1,000-mile radius.